Hello and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 Pokemon anime filler episodes. These are episodes that didn't really have much meaning to them, didn't really have any character development, they were just there to be filler. So I hope you enjoy. Number 5 is Little Bighorn. This episode was about a lonely Startler who had been separated from its pack in the mountains. We heard reports about a pack of Startler who had been terrorising the city and scaring all of the townspeople. But when Ash, Brock and Misty arrive, Brock soon befriends a baby Startler and realises that there's no pack, it's just a Startler on his own. Startler was just scared and alone. He was creating an illusion to scare people off so they wouldn't go near it. But Brock, being the caring human that he is, saw through this and decided to help Startler get back to his pack. After nursing Startler back to health, Brock took it back to the mountains to be with his pack again. It was an emotional goodbye for Brock and Startler, who had become very close. It would have been nice to see Brock catch it, but it was a great episode which shows Brock's fantastic character. Number 4 is the 4 Seasons of Swordsbook. This was a very unique episode about a young photographer called Robert, who was known for taking pictures of Pokemon all around the world. We learned that his grandfather was also a photographer, and he wished to be just like him. He explains to Ash and friends that his grandfather took a famous picture where 4 Swordsbook were all seen together from the 4 different seasons, and he wants to take that picture himself and see them 4 Swordsbook. Ash decides to help Robert, and he goes along with him to try and find the group of Swordsbook. Along the way they run into a deerling who leads them to the same place where Robert's grandfather took that famous picture. The 4 Swordsbook appear and it's really cool to see. Robert gets his picture, although it's fogged, he is happy he got to witness this just like his grandfather. This episode was great, the story was well written, it made me wanting to see these 4 Swordsbook all together. It was a great episode considering the games had only just introduced seasons and they made great use of them. Number 3 is The Cave of Mirrors. This episode is very popular and known as one of the best filler episodes, mainly because it's such a different and cool concept for an episode. Ash and friends arrive in the Cave of Mirrors and Ash gets sucked into one of the mirrors into an alternative world. In this different world we get to see alternative versions of our main characters. We see a shy, scared Ash who isn't very good at battling. We see a feisty Serena who gives out a loud abuse a lot. Ash eventually makes it back to his own world before sunset, otherwise he would have been stuck there forever. This episode is very unique and we haven't seen anything like it before, and that's why it's number 3. Number 2 is Time Warp Heals All Wounds. Technically this isn't a filler I suppose because May's egg hatches into an Eevee right at the end, but I'm going to break the rule and include it because the majority of the plotline is complete filler and has nothing to do with any character development. The story is about May finding an old woman called Edna whose husband passed away a long time ago, and that she was supposed to leave town with her husband but she missed the train. She was trying to tell him that they were going to have a baby. She tells May that she wishes it was snowing that day. May and Meowth get sent back in time with a magic locket. May quickly realises the old woman's husband is just about to leave on the train, and she acts quickly to stop him from going so that they can be together. She uses Squirtle's ice beam to make it snow so the train doesn't leave. Edna makes it to the train station and reunites with her husband, and May has now changed the future, so the man is no longer dead, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. But this episode is such a good story, it has a lot of emotion from characters and really deserves to be this high. Here's just a few honourable mentions that didn't make it onto the list but deserved a shout out because they're all great episodes. Crystal Onyx, Me, Myself and Time, Bucking the Treasure Trend, and Rotom's Wish. Finally, number 1, the best filler Pokemon episode of all time is Just Waiting on a Friend. This is one of my favourite Pokemon episodes in general of all time. The story begins with Ash, Misty and Brock lost in the fog, needing somewhere to stay. They find a giant lodge with a nice woman called Lococo, and she offers them to stay there. Lococo also has a Ninetales. She's very kind and welcomes them in with open arms. Brock, being Brock, falls in love with Lococo straight away, and he's blinded by love. Misty and Ash start to realise something strange is going on. They first see that Lococo has no reflection in the mirrors. Ninetales is very fond of Brock, and Lococo asks Brock to stay and help take care of Ninetales, because Brock looks extremely like Ninetales' old master. And Ash and Misty know something's going on. They try to convince Brock not to stay, but he doesn't listen because he's blinded by love with Lococo. But after some investigating, Ash and Misty realise that Lococo is just an illusion created by Ninetales. Ninetales is revealed to be hundreds of years old, and he's just waiting for his master to return. So obviously we learn that Ninetales wanted Brock to replace his old master, but eventually Ninetales ends up accepting it, and he sets off on a new journey. This is a really powerful episode because Ninetales has been waiting for this guy to come back for so long, and obviously he's dead by now, so it's really sad. It's really powerful and one of the best episodes, and that's why it's number 1. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think your favourite filler episode is, and I'll see you in the next one.